Alright, now this is part 2 of Python tutorial. In this section we're going to talk about the if statement and the for loop, the while loop, lists, tuples, and dictionary. So starting talking about the if statement. If statement in Python is very straightforward. So if you have a condition, then you do it, else if there is another condition, then you do it, else the final default condition. So let's say, for example, I would like to check if a person is a teenager or not, or adult or minor. So let's say I'm going to define a variable called age, and let's say this is 18. And then I'm going to say if age is less than 18, colon, enter. What should I do? I should print you are minor. Print you are minor. Okay. Now next, if I would like to use another condition, so I should go back here, remove the tab, and say ELF. This is else if. ELF. Okay, as you can see it by default it comes out, and then I say age equal 18. Okay, then I'm gonna say print you are just an adult now. You are just an adult now. Okay. Now what if the two conditions are not satisfied? What if the age of a person is not less than 18 or equal to 18? So it means this person is already an adult. So I'm going to say else in this case, and print you are already an adult. The reason is because these two conditions actually are the condition that describes either if you are less than 18 or equal to 18, else for sure you are bigger than 18, right? So if we execute this, you are just an adult because it's 18. Now if I would like to say age, and then here enter, use integer input, and then say enter your age. Now I can play with it a little bit. So I can say enter your age. If the age is let's say 17, then it will say you are minor, right? Now if I execute this and say age is 18, then you are just an adult, right? So because you are 18. Now if the age is bigger than this, let's say 34, now you are already an adult. So this is the conditions. So this if condition can be applied to any example you prefer. You just make sure that you have adequate number of if else statement. Now I'm gonna go for an example which has more if else statement, which is grade calculation. This is a very common example, always people use it. So here, if the score is 90 or above, the grade is A. If the score is between 80 and 89, then the grade is B, and so on. If the score is below 60, so it's F. Now this means that I can work with a score which is 90, 80, 70, 60, and else the grade will be F. So what should I do here? I should write score, define the score. What is the score? And then I'm gonna say float. Maybe it has half, or I can just use eval as we did before, eval, and then write input, and then here I say enter your score. Okay, now we will start by saying, so how we should start here? We should start if score is bigger than or equal to 90. I should print or I can say print grade is 80, or I can just define grade and then print the grade at the end. So I can say grade equal A, right? And then back ELF score bigger than or equal to 80. Okay, then I say grade I have to put the colon, grade equals B, right? Then again, else if score is bigger than or equal to 70, colon, and then write grade equals to C. And then what's next? Next is else if score is bigger than or equal to 60, then grade equal to D. If none of this condition is true, else if none of this condition is true, else, then grade is F. All right, correct? Let's review this again. So here I'm saying that if grade is bigger, so if we enter the grade and grade is 95, for example, so definitely the first condition will be true. Okay, so the grade will be A immediately. And then you can say print your grade is, and then print the grade, right? Let's try this one. Now if we enter the grade is 95, your grade is A. See that? So the first condition was met, so the grade is defined, and that's it. If I run this again, and if you say grade is 83, your grade is B, right? And so on. If I run this and say grade is 55, then it's F. Hopefully no one gets F. Okay, all right. Now another uh, 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 operation that we always need is the for loop. The for loop is very important as long as we are doing some kind of adding numbers several times, and the time depends on the value of n, for example, or reading a list of numbers or list of strings, whatever. So I'm going to give an example. Actually, this is what I'm going to define now is called the list, and we will talk about the list. But if I say fruits and equals to, now when we define the list, actually we define the list this way. So I would say apple, for example, comma, another element in the list, let's say banana, and another element in the list is cherry, something like that. Now let's say I would like to print the values which in this list, okay, one after the other. So in this case I would say for. Normally when we do programming we also say for I and so on. So if you can say for I, if you like to say for I, you can or call it any other index. So we can say it's fruit in fruits, like this. Okay, and then you can say print I like, and then comma fruit. Why we say fruit, not fruit? Because actually every time this index fruit will take a value that is exist in the list, and then it will be printed. So the first time it will take the apple, apple, and print I like apple. Then next time fruit will be banana. Next time fruit will be cherry. If you like, if you as all we always do in programming, you can call this I, for example, as an index. If you like to do that, that's again okay. I mean, there is no harm of doing that. If that maybe will help you to understand. So this is an index, or you can call it index if you like. If you like to call it an index, all is fine. And then if we would like to execute this, what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen. I like apple, I like banana, I like cherry. So this will be implemented this way. Okay. Uh, we can do many or several operations on the list. Let's say, take another example, sum of numbers using a for loop. Let's say I have numbers equal, let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. All right. And I would like to get the sum of all these numbers. Okay. So I will say sum. I will define a variable called sum equal to 0 first. And then I will say for I in numbers colon, and then say sum equals, I will make it like this, plus, you can of course say it like this as we do, sum plus I, like this. Okay, you can say it like this, or you can just say plus equal I. So this will do the same operation. If with whatever you like, you can do it this the way you like. Okay, and then you say after that print the sum of all elements in the list is, and then you put the sum here. Okay, let's run this and see what is the result. Here it is. So that gives me the output result. Again, as I said, if you'd like to define this as index, if you feel it's much easier for you, that's again fine. If you run this, it should give you the same answer. Okay, just realize that whatever you call it here, you're gonna add it here. And also, if I would like to do this sum like this, and now I'm saying here add the index. So the index here will take the value of 5, then the value of 10, then the value of 15, and so on. So that should give me the same. Okay. All right. Now the next step is the while loop. The while loop actually check the condition first before the execution. So here in the for loop, you have to run the whole thing and then check if the condition is met or not, or you are at the end of the list. While in while loop, it's a little bit different. So in the while loop, for example, let's say I would like to um, count down numbers, or count up, or add numbers, or add one to a list, for example. So maybe I can say I would like to define something called count. I'm going to call it 1. And then I will say while count is less than or equal to 5, then do something. Okay, I can say print count like this, and then put count value, okay, which is going to be 1, and then I can say count plus equal 1. So I'm going to increment the count by 1, and then I can look at the result here. Here I don't need to print because actually the printing will happen inside the loop. So what I should expect here is that count at the beginning equals to 1, and then I'm gonna go check the condition. 1 is less than 5, yes. Then print count, increment count by 1, and then ask again. Now the count become 2. Is 2 less than 5? Yes. And then I will print 2, and then add 1, so it becomes 3, and so on. So I will keep doing this. That will give me the result that I need. Also, I can change this. Maybe I can make count is like 5, and then I can say here 0, and then I say minus. So in this case, I'm going to print the list uh, vice versa. Okay, it did not print the output. Oh, I should make it less than 6. Oh, that will count forever. Yeah, actually I should switch this, because if we check the condition, so say count is bigger than 1, as long as the count is bigger than 1, the operation will start. I mean, at the beginning it was like this. It was less than equal, right? If I say less than equal 1, it will be always less than equal less. So the count is 5. Now I want 5 to cut from 5 1. So and check the condition. So until the value is, let's say, 0, for example. Okay. Now that didn't work. Let's, yeah, because we have to make it. So yeah, this should be bigger than 1. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Or bigger than 0. Here we go. Yes. So if count is bigger than 0, yes. So because count is bigger than 5. Here, 5 is bigger than 0, yes. 4 is bigger than 0, yes. 3 is bigger than 0, yes. 2 is bigger than 0 until we reach the condition. So this is the count down. All right. Now I can also do some kind of menu based on the for loop. Simply, I will show you some example. I don't want to take much time on it, but I will show you this example. Now this example say while true, while the true is okay, I'm printing the menu and selecting option 1, option 2, option 3, and then quit. Then I'm accepting from the user's option, which is going to be a choice will be a string, and that's why I put the string here if it is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and so on. And then if your selection is option 1, means you selected 1, you selected 2, and if you selected 4, it means goodbye. So if I executed this and then I say option, let's say I'm selecting option 1, so option 1 means you are getting, you selected option 1. See, this is the answer. If I say 2, then it will give me you selected option 2. If I selected 3, it will say you selected option 3. Maybe this option will lead to printing something, or 4, then you are quit now, and I'm saying goodbye. Okay, so that's a simple example on the yeah. I have also another example on while, which is a countdown timer, which is a very nice example. But for this example, I need to import some library for the time. So I will need to import count. And then I'm gonna define something called countdown 5. Countdown. And I'm gonna give this 5. It's similar to the example which I showed over there. And I'm gonna here, let's say print countdown at the beginning, or print here counter started. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to the while, which is this is the same example I just did. Count down, if countdown is bigger than 0, that's what I just explained, I would say print count down. Seems like I was just moving a little faster. And then I would say time dot sleep. The goal here is actually to spend some time here and wait for 1 second. This is wait for 1 second. So I will put some comment here, wait for 1 second. So this is a counter, and then I'm say count down, then it will be minus equal 1. So I'm gonna reduce 1, and then I'm gonna exit from the loop and say print at the end times up when it's finished. So let's try this example here. I'm importing the time, defining the counter as 5 seconds. So this should, when I execute this, says counter, see? All right, so it counts down, then times up again. So 5, 4, so it waits for 1 second. If you want, I can increase the time here just for the sake of explanation. And then 5, we wait 3 seconds, and then it gives 4, wait for another 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and times up. Okay, that's a nice example. Okay, regarding the list, the nice thing about the list is in the list you can define whatever elements you like. I mean, it doesn't matter if they are string, if they are integer, if they are like boolean, it's okay. So I'm going to show you some simple example. I think we did define this before, but I would like to do some kind of simple operation on the list. So if I say colors equal, I can get actually, I think we had fruit before. Let's call color equals red, and then colors, I'm sorry, colors dot append. This will append the list, and then say make it green, for example. Now I would like to print actually this lists before and after. So I say print colors, and then I will print colors here, and then after I append I will print it again. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Here we go. So we have the list here, and then we have the appended list here. Okay, now the next example actually is also on the list, and I'm utilizing the what we learned here before. So I'm gonna try to do something related to to-do list. So this to-do list actually is a list that is created by the user. So the user can enter the type of operation or activity that he wants to implement. So I'm gonna define some variable called to-do list, and it's going to be empty, and this variable can be updated step by step by the user. Okay, so the first part which I'm gonna utilize here is I'm gonna define to do underscore list equal, this is open, I mean like empty list, and then say print welcome to to do list. Now, I would like actually to allow the user to enter the option, like for example, add a task, view task, or quit from a task. So the type of operation which I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do a while loop. So I'm gonna say while true, as long as it's true. I'm gonna say print, and I will do options, and then pr print, let's say number one, add task. I would like to add a task. Then number two, I'm gonna print, sorry, print number two, view tasks, and then print three dot quit. So I want to do this kind of operations if finished. And then of course the first thing I'm gonna uh, define a choice equal to input. This is gonna be a string, enter your choice. If you would like to execute this part first to see if it works or not, see it keep working because it's true, so it will keep working because I mean there is no limit to end this because it's true all the time. Okay, so let's remove this. Now the next step is I would like to define if a choice is 1, if a choice is 2, if a choice is 3. So I wrote this part of the code. Here it is, this part of the code which explain the following. If choice is 1, the task is input enter a new task, I will accept, and then I will append the to-do list. This will append the to-do list. Okay, now I already defined this as a list, empty list. Now I will append it. Number 2, if I selected 2, if not to-do list, if not in the to-do list, no task in this list. If I ask about a certain task and they would like to view, if it is not there, it's not there. and then if I say print task, it will print task. If my choice was 3, then it will be goodbye. Alright, so if I look at this to-do list and I would like to execute this code, I will start doing the following. When I run this, now it asks me the question, add a task, for example. If I say add, let's say I'm gonna say study, okay, like this. So give me task is added. Then if I would like to add another task like play, okay, if I would like to add another, okay, I have to say 2 first, and then say play games. This is task 2. Let's add another task. Add another task 1. Let's say 2. Then view tasks. Now I see view tasks, study and play games. And then if I selected 3, so it will be quit. Now I quitted the program. All right. Now I'm going to talk about the tuple. And tuple is actually a way to store data coming from different sources. So this is an example. Let's say person information. I have the string name and then I have the age. So I can have the person information, name, person info. This is going to be stored in location 0. This is going to be stored in location 1. Then I can run this. That will give me the output. Storing person's information using tuple. That's something quite easy. I can do the same thing uh, um, like as I did here. All right, so I think we can repeat this operation here. I actually would like to, this is a dictionary as we said, so we can store the person information. I would like to go to the dictionary actually, which is much more important. Now in the dictionary actually you can define um, the name, the age, the major for some students, and then utilize this once. Let's show you some example here. This is a dictionary like this. So you have student. You can define student's name and then colon and then Alice and then the age and then the major. So this is a dictionary, and this is very important. And when we're gonna go for using Banda and the data and uh, the frame, and when we use a data frame it will be much important. So here I am defining a dictionary which allow me to add the name and the age and the major. If I execute this will give me the output name and the age and everything, and then student name, for example, I can say age. So this student actually, it prints the whole dictionary for me. By the way, the difference between the dictionary and the list is in the dictionary I cannot really include or update anything in that dictionary. Now this is another example, which is a very nice example here. If I would like to put the another student like student 1 and student 2 and then store them in the student record and then call them, that's going to be the result of the run. Here I'm printing the student's information, student. So I think we're going to talk more about the data frame later on, and this is conclude the second part of the Python tutorial, and I hope it is useful for everyone. Thank you so much.